welcome again to another highly questionable episode. This is the guy who put the questionable and highly questionable. What do you like on the show today, Izzy?
10 letters. Swaggy P, TMZ.
Ah, yes. Dale, papi.
Can you recklessly speculate about the significance of Pop's meeting with Kawhi?
You have to go to every length with Kawhi. He insists on doing it Kawhi. He knows his name is Kawhi. He says, but I call him Kawhi, and he won't move off of the position. But if you're Pop, you have to exhaust every option. The last option being the pleading human option. Let's figure out how to do this, either here or elsewhere, so everyone can be okay. Because Pop knows through everything, ownership supporting him when he has political views that do not espouse what ownership does, everything is predicated on the winning, and the winning stops now if he loses this guy. Tony Parker, Ginobili, Duncan, that time is done. He's got to do everything within his power, and he's got all the power in that organization to make this right, because this is the last stop for Kawhi Leonard and the greatness of the Spurs.
I'll do some not so reckless speculating here. I think Kawhi Leonard started this exit strategy before last season. I thought Kawhi Leonard, he was never going to be the next Tim Duncan just because he was stoic and talented and played in San Antonio. He's played 7 years. It's the time that these guys leave. So he was laughing when Tony Parker said what he said because it gave him more reason to be angry at the organization. He was probably laughing when they had a team meeting and called him out because it gave him more reason to be angry at the organization. And he was probably laughing when Greg Popovich kept referencing his group as saying there's another reason for me to get angry with the organization. This is something that was planned by him. The interesting part to me is whether the Spurs will actually send him where he wants to go, because if there's anybody more stubborn in this situation, it's going to be Greg Popovich.
Great weather today here in South Beach. 78 degrees, you know. The sun is out all day long, you know. A lot of piña coladas, you know. And then the fun starts about 7:30, 8 o'clock, you know. I'm telling you what. Woo! You can go from one spot to the other one, buddy. Woo! Forget about Popovich. She doesn't know anything about that. He's in San Diego, you know what I mean?
Not be quiet.
They don't have any of these things in Los Angeles.
Should the Grizzlies pass on Mo Bamba just because he doesn't want to play for them?
I think he said that correctly. He said it sort of musically. Let's do it together now again, Papi.
Mo Bamba.
That's a totally different tune, much different than the first one. Mo Bamba is an exceptionally melodic name and athletic presence. He can jump the length of the court in 2 jumps. His wingspan is something extraterrestrial. He makes 3-pointers, and he is faster by measurement of speed than Russell Westbrook when he's been timed. You take this guy no matter how he feels about your franchise, because he can fix your franchise no matter how many stumbles you've had along the path. A guy like this is a talent unlike some that we've seen. You don't care whether he's disgruntled or not. You just get him.
Right, you can look at the Grizzlies in a couple of different ways. You can look at them as potentially having a healthy Mike Conley, a healthy Marc Gasol, and a healthy Chandler Parsons, and are maybe a rookie and a signing away from making the playoffs again. Or you could look at them as having a highly overpaid point guard, an aging center who they've anchored themselves to, and a Chandler Parsons who, as much as I hate to say it because he's a Gator, is a disaster, and he's always injured, okay? So if I'm Mo Bamba, I'm having second thoughts about this team drafting me too, but this kind of goes back to the Kawhi Leonard thing. We're giving these players this type of power before they even enter the league to decide which franchise they go to. Steve Francis did this with the same franchise when they were in Vancouver. I'm sure Adam Silver is looking at this and saying, I hope the Grizzlies draft him because we want him to play there.
Not just power, but song, too. My father will give him power and a song. Let's see if we can hear a third installment of my father's new favorite hit.
Mo Bamba!
Mo Bamba! Latinissimo.
Mo Bamba, Bamba, come down to South Florida. Mo Bamba, to play with the Heat. Oh yeah, Mo
Party starts at 7:30.
We don't look for medical records. No, come down here, Mo Bamba.
We don't care about medical records.
78 degrees. What do you make of Luka Doncic saying he wants to own a tiger and date Jennifer Aniston?
I love the idea that when it is that Porzingis came to the league, he was Latvian, but he was sort of educated by World Star. He seemed to have a hip-hop attitude. The idea that this guy is going sort of 90s with the tiger and Jennifer Aniston, that he's consuming old Americana, Shaquille O'Neal used to call Ron McGill all the time here at Zoo Miami asking how to buy a tiger. He's working on Shaq reruns here with the Jennifer Aniston and the idea that he wants to own his own tiger.
I think he said he wanted to own a tiger because Mike Tyson owns one. Like, that's the sports icon that you're looking up to these days. It's very confusing. I'm very much intrigued by Luka Doncic. We talked yesterday about the evolution of the European player, but just trying to figure out who Luka Doncic is. You can talk LeBron, you can talk Steve Nash, but really, he's kind of a Manu Ginobili, right? And when we talk about LeBron James saying IQ is the most important thing to have, well, he's got that over athleticism. So I'm taking the guy with smarts who's so young and kind of fun and wants to date Jennifer Aniston even though she's 49 years old.
I think that he's confused between a tiger and a cougar. I think that she likes a cougar. I just say he likes a cougar.
My father working blue. I don't know if the joke made any sense, but it was shocking to all of us.
That's right, he likes a cougar.
Hey, I don't know if it worked, but cougar and a tiger. Woo! Woo! That's a good joke right there by Papi.
How should the NBA respond to Swaggy P endorsing the legalization of cocaine?
My father is 74 years old. Have we really arrived at this place in the world where Swaggy P is on TMZ suggesting that cocaine should be legal? He's joking. We need to remember that he's joking, but it's so much more fun to think that he might not be. Let's see what we have here.
Canada just passed the legalization of marijuana. It's the first country in the world.
The first country?
The first country in the world to pass the legalization of marijuana across the nation.
I want people to pass cocaine. Everybody needs to do cocaine.
I mean, do you think America's next?
Yeah, that's next. The white.
All right, bro.
Now follow me here for a second. There is a benefit to the decriminalization of all drugs in this country. It could help with health and safety. It could help with incarcerations in our prison system. It could be a financial boon for this country. But Swaggy P should not have any part in that conversation, ever. Even when he's joking. Okay, he's joking about championing cocaine and amphetamines are super dangerous and I would never recommend them. But I want to see that video happen every year with this guy because he's absolutely hilarious and will say the wildest things and zero repercussions.
We have arrived in a really strange place where the journalism is camera phones outside of a nightclub and we're crowning the champion Swaggy P. Anything he says, whether it's a joke or not, examining it only because the Golden State Warriors have made him a champion the way they did it with JaVale McGee, the way they can do it with anybody because they've already done it with anybody.
Cocaine is illegal?
I mean, we live in Miami. My father, I mean, is it? It's sort of. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's just keep it moving.
How should Gronk feel about more news that he was shopped to 4 teams at the Patriots Trust?
Wow, my father delivered that with sort of a mischievous thing at the end there. How should Gronk feel? That's funny that you think Gronk has feelings. But let's entertain the notion for just a moment that he can feel things. I'd be hurt by the fact that the Patriots think I'm just as disposable as everyone else when I've been a fountain of youth for Tom Brady. I've helped keep that offense afloat no matter what kind of gimmickry Belichick wants to put out there because my margin for error is Tom Brady's entire aging process. I'd be hurt by it if he was capable of feeling.
Can we stop for a second and discuss what it means that the Patriots trust a team? Because if the trust a team meant it wouldn't leak, it didn't work. So these teams are no longer to be trusted and they can never trade with anybody. I'd be pretty upset if I were Rob Gronkowski. I'd be more upset if I were Tom Brady because while the Patriots can do the most with less and can get a lot back for Rob Gronkowski, you're talking about arguably the top 5 target in the league and you're taking them away from your aging quarterback who's already got Danny Amendola somewhere else and now is looking for weapons. He wants a healthy Gronkowski there all of the 16 games he's going to be there, and I'd be upset if I were Tom if that were a possibility.
Sorry to disturb you.
Sorry, Danny. Why aren't you making a bigger deal of Mike Trout batting .696 in his last 37 plate appearances?
Okay, Izzy is laughing at this question. Why aren't we making a bigger deal about the last 37 plate appearances of Mike Trout? As if all of us really, given baseball's decline, have been paying a lot of attention to Mike Trout's daily exercise and being better than everyone else by every measurement that we've ever seen. And yet no one cares about him at all because steroids was so much more fun in the 90s when we had the attachment to this sport, where we loved this sport, cared about the players in a way we don't care about them now. He's a star, but he's a star in a nowhere place, and you can't be a star in a nowhere place in baseball anymore.
I used to think he has to be the most humble, player in all of sports because he is the greatest this sport has seen numerically since maybe Babe Ruth, and yet he can walk into a Subway, which he endorses, and still not be recognized, okay? But now I realize that if you look at his numbers, they're very hard to appreciate. It's walks, it's runs, it's, on base percentage. He's only hit more than 40 home runs once. He's not the sexy hitter that we want to see. And he's a little bit south of LA, which is a problem. And so I get the idea that he is sort of underrated and that fans don't value him, but he's also not the most fun guy to watch play. So it kind of is where he is. And from what I understand, he likes that. He likes the anonymity and he doesn't want to be in the spotlight.
I only look at one stat when I look at Mike Trout. 3 games played in the playoff.
Yes, exactly.
He hasn't won one.
Okay,
so he's on 3.
Okay,
That's
wow.
all I care.
Wow. All right.
That's right.
Rings, Trout.
Says a lot about baseball. Rings, Trout.
Coming up next on Highly Questionable.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
There we go.
Wow. That is a melee.
Oh, wow.
That dude was
A
just
flip-flop kick to the ribs. Oh, someone threw a shoe.
Time to play the game that is a total diva behind the scenes. Do you question?
That is so true. You give us topics and events, we question them. No, one
You
seat over.
mother. No. Both of you.
Do you question if these softball players should be glad that their parents show up to support them?
Oh, this is a bit of a family show, but you know how families can somehow be bad at sporting events. We go out to North Carolina, under 12 years old. What are the parents doing to not support the children well enough?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
There we go.
Wow. That is a melee.
Oh, wow.
That dude was
A
just
flip-flop kick to the ribs. Oh, someone threw a shoe. There was a shoe thrown into the proceedings. We
How in
can
the
go into our
world?
library of shoe throwing here and fall down a wonderful rabbit hole. What happened to that guy's shirt?
Is he taking it off or is it being taken off for him?
Oh, plumber's butt and a pear-shaped situation for all of you to delight in. Eat that up.
I'm curious if the game even paused at this point. This seems like a regular occurrence there.
I can't stand to look at this because I'll never fight with another parent. You know what I mean? That's right.
You don't know this story.
No,
Wayne
no.
Ucina, you know it because he was rolling around on the floor with you during Little League when my mom was talking about how my dad's temper was no longer so bad, and she hears people screaming, "There's my dad wrestling on the floor, looking just like that," with old Wayne Ucina.
He had it coming.
He did.
A cheap shot
A
at
cheap
Davis.
shot at my
That's
brother.
That's
My
right.
brother. It was a cheap shot at the knees of my brother. You had it coming, Ucina. You should have done it to me. There would have been no retribution.
Do you question if this commercial was a good PR move?
I like Foot Locker commercials. They do a good job with these. Best probably sneaker commercial since Nike. And you've got this situation where one of the ball kids, Leangelo, he's going to be drafted here soon. Let's see what he's up to.
What's going on? This is Reggie Coast here to tell you about the new One and Done t-shirt collection from Foot Locker. What's going on, my guy?
What's up, Reggie?
Leangelo, these limited edition tees are only available for just one day?
Yes, Reggie. Then they all one and done, just like me after playing overseas.
Absolutely amazing. But Leangelo, tees like this must be expensive.
No, Reggie. These tees are available for a one-time price of just $29.99.
Wow! Now that's an absolute steal. Sorry, I didn't mean... I meant the price is so good it must be criminal.
Stole something in China. President was
Anyway,
involved.
order your tees right now because once they're gone, they're gone.
How many people do you think had to Google Leangelo Ball and that whole thievery situation in China to actually get that commercial? It takes a very, very avid sports fan to get that one.
But if you're willing to go down the path, the Ball's making kooky commercials where they're making fun of both the 90s and the idea that the President of the United States was fighting with their thieving son and they're making fun of it, that's the Ball family anarchy that you have in 2018. This is a symbol for the kind of chaos that they love to cause, laughing the whole time.
Bad acting, too.
You can see that their stock is really going down. From sneakers, $500 to t-shirts to $29.99.
Yeah, that's true.
They're struggling now.
Everything must go.
Clearance sale already before he doesn't, get drafted and play well.
Do you question if this tiger should be ashamed?
Oh, if we had to do the animal kingdom, you're taking the tiger in a fight. Many of us are taking a tiger in a fight. Unless, of course, the tiger has to face the mighty duck. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, that should be a meatloaf in the wild. Oh, what you got, tiger? You're a dumb cat. Yeah, I got wings and you're big, but you're dumb. Yeah.
I've never seen a tiger look confused before.
Yes. What happened? My father looks like that when my mom grabbed some of his lunch.
That is how you escape a tiger. You just pretend to disappear.
Do you know how he escaped?
How did he escape?
He ducked. You get it?
Oh, for the love of God. Really, Izzy? You're going to laugh at that? I mean, it's true, though. I mean, it's both funny and strategically accurate.
I'm laughing at how fast he went with the you get it.
Do you question if geckos are cute?
Oh, see, we will go all over the globe in search of whatever disgusting thing we can laugh at. So we go to a gutter in Thailand where we tune in with a gecko. Are geckos cute?
Was this a problem that we had before? We weren't sure if they were cute or not? I never
See, there you go. There you go. Right on the guy's nose. It's still there, hanging from his nose, furiously clinging to life. That guy is walking somewhere near that gutter in Thailand with a terrorizing gecko on his nose.
They do not show those on the Geico commercials. Holy.
Are they a sponsor?
Highly questionable is broadcast from the Clevelander Hotel on beautiful South Beach, Miami. Time to play the game that is confused. See or no?
You tell us what to watch on television tonight. We tell you if we're intrigued or not.
Right now on NBC Sports Philadelphia, Cardinals and Phillies.
How do you say that in Spanish, Papi? ¿Quién contra quién?
Cardenales contra Philadelphia.
See, okay, Phillies, he didn't want to do that in Spanish. It's tricky. He doesn't know what the answer is. Let's check in here with a collision in the outfield.
In the air to right field. Williams going back toward the scoreboard.
All right. A little bit of false advertising. A collision between a guy playing the wall poorly and a baseball. That was the collision. I'm sorry for Williams there. Williams is caught in no man's land. And then how about
my face?
Yeah, how about a nose full of this right here? Not since that grandma who took a face full of feces from a chimpanzee have we seen such shame at the center of a human face. Izzy, are you intrigued?
No. By the way, what would it be? Feces? How would you say Phillies in Spanish?
What is Phillies in Spanish? Anyone know? Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. You know who's pitching for Philadelphia tonight?
No clue.
Jaque Arrieta. He's having a rough June. His ERA is above 8. But tonight he's going to come through and he's going to bring that ERA much lower, about 7.5, 7.2.
Let's go hockey.
That's right.
All right, Jaque Arrieta.
Jaque Arrieta.
He's going to give up 5 and 6 innings or something like that.
Sounds like a song.
Tomorrow morning on Nat Geo, Running Wild with Bear Grylls.
Oh, my father likes that show. And if I told you, what if I told you that someone 7'7" was on this show? That Yao Ming decided to be on this show? You'd tune in for that, wouldn't you?
Look, dead rat. Look, see the maggots?
Yeah.
I mean, the rat we can't eat because that's rotten. But the maggots, bit of honey, bit of maggots. We can cook those up.
No.
Here you go, try a bit of that.
Cook, Dan. It's okay.
I skip it.
Oh, come on, yeah.
I skip it.
Come on, it's good, look. Oh, that's terrible.
Huh?
Come on, this is part of the wilderness experience. You'll remember this for the rest of your life.
No, I insist. I skip it.
Oh, come on, you've got to try one little maggot. Do it for your little daughter.
Then she will not kiss me again.
Hey, welcome to my world. I never tell my wife.
No,
I think she
You
knows.
really don't want to try that? Double rations for me, yeah?
这个确实有点接受不了，我宁愿饿一顿。
This smug Bear Grylls. If I were Yao Ming, I would have taken one of those giant mitts and just hit him in the face. Quit asking me to eat your maggot, you maggot-eating maggot. Izzy, are you intrigued?
I mean, he's 7'6". Why would he be afraid of a little maggot? I mean, just have one. Just go ahead and eat it.
It wasn't, even if he ate it, it'd be disgusting. It was going to fill him up. It was going to fill him up. If he ate a handful, look how big he is. Papi, are you intrigued?
Oh, see, I'm very intrigued. Listen, if I were him, I wouldn't need those maggots out there. Are you kidding me? You're looking at all that camera crew and all the supporting stuff, and they're eating sandwiches and good stuff, you know. Why should I go for the maggots, you know what I mean?
I'm not going to have your maggots.
You know what I mean? No, I want the real deal.
That's true. They didn't even show you the dude off camera who was eating a filet mignon.
Stuffing his face with Oreos.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching.
That was a fun one. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.
Wait a second. You mean to tell me that he just stepped out and all of a sudden he finds a rat?
A dead rat.
Covered in maggots.
Oh, man, I'm telling you, somebody planted that rat. I smell a rat.
Oh, for the love of God.
That's also how they found it.
The timing on that is so terrible.